I could have handled that better. What do these signs say?
Yes.
Warning, wolves frequent this area. Welcome back to Old School LPs, where we are again playing Dragon Age Origins. Let's begin, as we usually do, with a bit of lore. The First Blight, Chapter 1. Thedas is a land of fierce diversity, from the assassin princes of Antiva to the fated griffins of the Anderfels, but in my travels, I have found one tale that unites the people of this land. It is a story of pride and damnation, and although the telling differs, the essence of the tale remains the same. At the height of its power, the Devinter Imperium stretched over much of Thedas, uniting the known world under the rule of the tyrannical Magisters. It is said that the old gods whom the Magisters worshipped gave them the knowledge of blood magic, and the Magisters used this forbidden power to cement their rule. The blood of elven slaves and human alike ran down imperial altars to fuel Magister greed. The tales of their excesses, so horrifying that one can only be grateful that blood magic is prohibited today. But all that stands tall must eventually fall. Perhaps they foresaw their ruin, or perhaps their pride knew no bounds. But whatever the reason, the Magisters dared to open a magical portal into the Golden City at the heart of the Fade. They sought to usurp the Maker's throne, long left unattended in the Golden City after the Maker turned his back on his creations. They would storm heaven itself with their power, and become as gods. This is what the Chantry, in its oft-exercised tendency to understate, refers to as the Second Sin. According to most versions of the tale, the Magisters did indeed reach the Golden City and walked into the home of the Maker, where no living being before them had dared or been able to tread. But humanity is not meant to walk in heaven. The Magisters were wicked with pride and other sins, and their presence tainted the Golden City. What once was a perfect holy citadel became a twisted home of darkness and nightmares. The Magisters were expelled back through their gateway and cursed for their treachery. As the Golden City had been tainted, so were the Magisters twisted and transformed into things of darkness, the very first of the Darkspawn. The Golden City, once a shining beacon at the heart of the Fade, became the Black City, a reminder of all that man's pride had cost. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genitivi, Chantry Scholar. Arlessa Isolde. For the one who delivers the sacred ashes of Our Lady will have the esteem of Redcliffe and all the riches it is in my power to grant. The Arling of Redcliffe was a source of constant trouble for Emperor Reville during the occupation. It was rumored that since each new report sent the Emperor into a fit of violent rage, his court had taken to poisoning messengers before they could deliver their accounts. Isolde's family was the 10th to be given the difficult task of governing Redcliffe, and since most of the previous Arls had either been murdered by their bands or beheaded by the Emperor, they did not approach the job with a great deal of enthusiasm. Isolde met Eamon, not realizing he was the rightful heir to her father's domain, and quickly became smitten with him for being part of the resistance. Never mind that it was her family he was resisting. Perhaps a bit too romantic for her own good, she insisted upon staying behind with Eamon when the rest of her family was driven out. Leliana. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace, and in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. A lay sister of the Chantry, who can beat the stuffing out of trained mercenaries, would be notable enough, but one who also claims to have been sent to fight the Darkspawn by the Maker himself is unusual, to say the least. She joined Alistair and Alyssa in Lothering, insisting that she would prove useful. There's more to Liliana than had even been apparent in Lothering, however. She spent much of her life as a bard in Orlais, a minstrel, assassin, and spy, employed by the nobles of Valroyo in their elaborate games of intrigue. Loghain MacTyr. Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation, from you or anyone. Loghain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Loghain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. During the battle at Ostagar, he fled the field, leaving King Calen and the Grey Wardens to die. He then returned to Denerim and declared himself the regent to his daughter, Queen Honora, demanding that Ferelden follow him against the Darkspawn, upsetting a great many of the bands. Morrigan. Witch of the Wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? Of herself, Morrigan says little. She does not deny being a Witch of the Wilds, but beyond that, everything about her is in question. Her mother claims to be Flemeth. If that's true, Morrigan might well be a very powerful witch, for the tales of the daughters of Flemeth tell of twisted, monstrous women who can kill a man with fear. She was made to accompany the surviving Grey Wardens, the payment, Flemeth said, for saving their lives at the Tower of Ishal. Morrigan's critical eye is not reserved solely for others. Knowing or not, she has a simple fondness for jewelry and is very particular about her appearance. I think that will do our Codex entries for now. We can get more of those at the end. Okay, we were talking to people in camp. We were about to strike up a conversation with Sten.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Callow? You thought I was callow?
You sound surprised. You must have heard this before. You'll get over it. Eventually.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
I was sent to be the eyes of the Antom. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
What's an Arishok?
The one who commands the Antom, the body of the Kunari.
So he's your king?
Kunari have no kings.
What do you have, then?
Little patience for endless questions.
I see. Did you find the answer to his question?
A portion of it.
What was the answer?
Were you not at Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Why would the Kunari care about the Blight?
Why do you?
Ferelden is my home.
So if this Blight were in Orlais, it could consume the land with impunity. Don't strain yourself pondering that. I do not know why the Arishok sent us. He commands and I go.
Don't you have to report back, then?
Yes.
When are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
What were you doing in that cage?
Does it matter? Very well. I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
What do you mean by a weak mind?
That is complicated. I told you before that I was sent here. I was not sent alone. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
What happened to the other Kunari?
I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
And you somehow thought the farmers killed your brothers?
No, I saw my brothers fall. I knew. It was the sword that concerned me. I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
And then?
I killed them. With my bare hands. I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade.
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Calenhad.
Don't worry, Sten. We'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
He's starting to get some stats. We'll take him with us when we go to Lake Calenhad, I think. I believe you have to finish off his quest.
You called.
Do you find Ferelden very strange?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Don't the Kunari ever want to change their lot in life?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
But that makes the turtle stronger.
Does it? It's also his weakness. If he stumbles and falls over, it pins him on his back. It is better to armor yourself with no more than what you need. One life, one duty.
You don't think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
Cookies?
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
I'll keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
You sound a bit homesick.
Perhaps. It's strange to be in a crowd and hear a language that is not your own. To see faces that are and aren't like yours. I miss the smells of Saharon. Tea and incense and the sea. Ferelden smells of wet dogs.
Dogs don't smell that bad.
Skunks don't mind the smell of other skunks either. Shall we move on?
Let's go.
As you wish.
Cookies. Who would have thought? And we'll see if Morrigan has anything new to say.
I await your command.
So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
But you eventually left.
Such simple pleasures will only enthrall for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
What happened then?
Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
But you were just a child.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
Those are harsh lessons to teach a child.
Perhaps, but they were necessary still. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Tell me, are you really Flemeth's daughter?
I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me. Truly, I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very question, and she merely laughed at me. 'Tis not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man, or perhaps change to a more attractive form to attract him willingly. I find it more difficult to imagine her with child.
She was not always as old as she is now, was she?
As a matter of fact, I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, much like my own, long and lustrous. But how could that be if she is centuries old? Has she become wizened only recently? Or are the tales of her legend only that, and nothing more? I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though I have never met another. And Flemeth has always treated me as her blood.
She doesn't seem very motherly.
Must one be a doting and simpering moron to be considered a suitable mother? Flemeth taught me everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other mothers do not teach these things, then I believe them the lesser.
Is there no place for nurturing and love?
Room for coddling and weakness? Why should such things be desirable? To indulge in love is to indulge in delusion. Surely a Grey Warden such as yourself does not believe otherwise.
That sounds very cynical.
Cynicism is a trait of the true survivor. Considering your situation, you would do well to remember that.
Yeah, she's not gonna like most of the conversations we have, unfortunately. Is there anything that can be done for a possessed mate?
'Tis the child abomination you speak of from the haunted castle? If what you seek is to remove the demon from the child without harming the child, there is a way indeed. There is a connection between the child and the demon, one which can be followed to the demon's true form within the Fade. There, the demon can be battled directly. Only a mage may enter the Fade. It requires lyrium and a group of mages to cast the ritual, neither of which we have, yes? And, had we those things, it would still fall on one mage alone to defeat the demon. No simple task, but there you have it.
Fair enough. Alright, and that looks like everything Morrigan has to say for the moment. Let's do a little inventory management, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, I think I've done everything I can in camp. Let's get going to Lake Calenhad.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
We'll take Sten with us rather than Leliana, so that maybe we can do Sten's quest with his sword. Stopped on the road. Oh, I should level up Sten. He went down, like, immediately. Probably because I haven't touched him. I could have handled that better. Let's get some of these traps out of the way. What do these signs say?
Yes.
Warning, wolves frequent this area. Caution, traps. Thanks. Thanks. Alright, continuing on to the docks.
Going.
Back off! I was here first!
You haven't seen a sword lying around here, have you?
Why, you looking to buy one?
No, but my very large angry friend here is.
Oh, is he? Well, that's... see, I'd like to sell you one, but I don't, have any myself. I got part of a glove the wolves didn't chew too badly, though. I think it was a glove, anyway. I know, don't say it, I got cheated. I knew the guy who was here before me. He sold me this spot. Said he found giants and all kind of crazy valuables. He didn't mention that he'd taken everything but the bones and the dirt already. His name's Ferrin. Squirrely little bastard, if you ask me. Which you didn't, but I said it anyway.
Where is he now?
He was going to Orzammar, he said. I imagine he's gotten there by now. If you find him, tell him I sent you. It'll scare the piss out of him. Ha!
Okay, so find his sword in Orzammar, then.
We're coming here to see the mages, right? Oh, great. They just love me.
Wow. Looks like we have the deserter there. But first, my dog has to pee on this boat.
You ever wonder why the mage...
Dang. I wasn't thinking that a dog peeing would make Alistair shut up. Almost nothing does. But so be it.
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I hear you stole supplies from the guild.
How sad it is to see a Grey Warden manipulated. But I have no time to straighten this out for you. Men, let's teach the Grey Warden a lesson about trust.
Well, let's teach you a lesson about dying.
Too easy. Nice try.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Alright. They went down fairly easily. There's a vial tied to the bird's leg. I literally never noticed that bird before. Maybe it's, Oh, I bet it's one of my mods, because I do have a mod that lets me respecialize if I want to. That would make sense.
You're the Grey Warden, aren't you? Exactly who I was hoping to meet. I represent a collective of mages interested in going about their lives without the constant scrutiny of the Chantry.
Isn't that against the Chantry's laws?
We harm no one, I assure you, and we enforce the Chantry's laws among ourselves. All we seek is a life outside of the Templar's shadow. Next to me, and in every major settlement, you will find an inconspicuous sack containing requests from mages all over the land who need the assistance of someone skillful and discreet.
I'll take a look at these requests.
Thank you, my friend. We have agents in every major settlement to reward you for work done on behalf of the collective. Make us smile upon you.
Let's see. We've got places of power. Okay, so the major areas that we have to go to for quests anyways, each have a place of power to find. Someone wants us to find false witnesses who are claiming them to be Maleficar. Catch them before they get to Denerim, alright. Tell this guy's 3 apprentices that they are no longer apprentices. 2 in Denerim, 1 in Orzammar. Take out some Maleficar. Okay. 10 deep mushrooms. That one shouldn't be too hard. I don't know if I might even have that already. Nah, I just have 4. They are used in potions, so that makes sense. We do have that letter. Oh, it looks like we have a little bit on the Mages Collective itself. Despite the Loyalists' grasp on the Mages political community, many Libertarians and Aquitarians have begun to see eye to eye with respect to the Chantry's role in a mage's daily life. A growing number of mages, particularly those whose magic never strays from the Maker's mandate, feel that the Chantry's constant oversight is a burden upon their creativity and their very will, and one that hinders their ability to do their work. These mages, along with a number of hedge wizards who work their arts outside the Chantry's influence, have formed a shadow guild of sorts, a mages collective, wherein members can submit requests and have them seen to without judgment. This collective manages to work in relative secrecy, their members discreet, and their clients anonymous. As of yet, this collective has seen no sanction from the Templars, and there has been no sign that its members are practicing magic of which the Maker would not approve. Still, practicing magic outside of the influence of the Chantry is a dream for some and a dangerous notion for others, and many believe that it is only a matter of time before the veil of secrecy is lifted and the Mages Collective is brought to swift and brutal justice. From A Treatise on Magic and Politics by First Enchanter Josephus. And the Letter of Termination. My dear apprentice, I have sent this courier with this note to officially end your period of apprenticeship. I harbor you no ill will, for despite your complete incompetence, you have failed to do lasting harm to myself or my work. Sadly, I will not have a chance to witness your floundering attempts at improvement. When you return from your current errand, your apprenticeship will be over. Now hurry, I have dire need of the supplies I sent you to procure. Sincerely, the Mage Terraster. Well, that guy sounds like a pleasure to be around. Who are you?
Why, bless my soul. What's a distinguished personage like yourself doing here?
I was looking to get across the lake to the tower.
Don't hold your breath. No one's been allowed across the lake for days. I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. Poor old Kester. Out of a job.
So I can't get across?
Gregor just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester. We got it all under control, we do." Didn't say nothing else. And then he puts Carol in charge of my boat. Lissy. Named for my grandmum, she was.
Who's Gregor?
He's Knight Commander of the Templars up in the tower. Good man.
Is something wrong up there at the tower?
I told you, they didn't tell me nothing. And if I know they're mages, I'm better off keeping out of their business. If I had to guess, I'd guess it had to do with magic, but the tower's always got something to do with magic.
I suppose that makes sense. Is there no way to get across?
You could try swimming, but I don't recommend it. Nasty things in that lake. I reckon it's all them potions they dump in there. Gregor's told me to stay here till it blows over, but I'm telling you, some storms don't blow over easy.
I have to find out what's going on.
Well, you go on ahead. Gregor tells me to stay here, I stay here. I reckon the fella knows what he's talking about.
So you know the Knight Commander Gregor well?
Oh, I can't say that. I'm lucky he's good enough to give me the time of day. The first enchanter's all right. He's polite as can be, but he's always a little distant, if you get my drift. But Gregor'll stay to talk. I reckon he likes hearing from us common folk, you know? He's a man to be respected, that Gregor.
What are your opinions on the Circle?
I reckon it's good for them mages. Gather them all, learn them some proper magics. I know what they say about mages, but the Maker made them for a purpose. If you can't trust him, who can you trust?
All right. I can't stay. Good day, Kester.
All right. Keep safe, you hear?
And let's check the inn of the Spoiled Princess. What do we have here?
Leave me alone.
What are you looking at? Can a man drink in peace?
Yes.
Oh, got another love letter. We'll read that in just a sec.
Good day.
Good day, and welcome to the Spoiled Princess. Is there something I can get for you?
Why is the inn called the Spoiled Princess?
It was my father's idea. He ran the inn before me, and he named it for my sister. She was his little princess. Princess decided the country was too dull for her and moved to Denerim. More glamorous, she said. Well, she was found murdered, robbed of all the trinkets my father bought her with his hard-earned money. My father died of shock and heartbreak. Mother stopped eating, and I got the struggling inn. The name stuck. That's the story.
Well, that's suitably depressing. I should get going.
Of course. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Take just a second to look at his inventory anyways. Now we do have a couple things that might be worth it. A gift for Wynn. An amulet. Not everyone has an amulet yet. Okay, and a fire resist for the dog. That actually might be useful in the tower here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and buy it. I usually end up with a ton of money. And let's make sure we have as many healing potions as possible. Alright. We'll put the new caddis on the dog. And who should get the amulet? His is just 10% cold resistance? That's kind of... ugh. This will give him extra armor. I think that's going to be better for him. Just for now, we'll stick this on Sten just because he doesn't have any amulet other than that. Get the show on the road. See if I can't convince this guy to let me across the lake.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass.
I am a Grey Warden, and I seek the assistance of the mages.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it.
Well, I have these documents here.
Yes? Oh, a Grey Warden seal. Aha! So you're claiming to be one of those. You know, I have some documents too. They say I'm the Queen of Antiva. What do you think of that?
Well, you see, my documents are actually real.
Kill some darkspawn. Come on, let's see some righteous Grey Wardening.
There aren't any darkspawn here.
Well, that's good, I suppose. Wouldn't want darkspawn smeared across the landscape. I hear their blood is black. Is that true? You'd know if you were a Grey Warden.
It's not black, but it burns you when it touches you.
Oh, pleasant, eh? Good thing I don't have to kill them, then. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you. Now, on your way, right now, go.
Your superior won't like that you've given me trouble.
Oh, really? You think Gregor would be upset with me for not letting you in? Wait, actually, he would. Good point.
Well, we should try our best to avoid that, shouldn't we?
He's the big guy around here. I bet he could deal with one Grey Warden. Alleged Grey Warden. Well, you want that I should take you there now?
Yes, please do.
Come along, I suppose.
And I want 2 men stationed within sight of the doors at all times. Do not open the doors without my express consent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The doors are barred. Are they keeping people out or in?
Now we wait and pray.
You're Gregor, I assume.
Who are you? I explicitly told Carol not to bring anyone across the lake. We're dealing with a very delicate situation. You must leave for your own safety.
No, the mages have an obligation to the Grey Wardens.
I am weary of the Grey Warden's ceaseless need for men to fight the Darkspawn, but it is their right. You'll find no allies here. The Templars can spare no men, and the mages are indisposed. I shall speak plainly. The tower is no longer under our control. Abominations and demons stalk the tower's halls.
This is why we cut the tongues from mages in Parvolan.
I will admit to agreeing with your companion. Maker knows the Kunari would not have gotten themselves into this position.
How did this happen?
We don't know. We saw only demons, hunting Templars and mages alike. I realized we could not defeat them and told my men to flee.
Well, what can I do to help?
I have sent word to Denerim, calling for reinforcements and the right of annulment.
The right of annulment?
The right of annulment gives Templars the authority to neutralize the Mage Circle. Completely.
The mages are probably already dead. Any abominations remaining in there must be dealt with, no matter what.
This situation is dire. There is no alternative. Everything in the tower must be destroyed so it can be made safe again.
The mages are not defenseless. Some must still live.
If any are still alive, the Maker himself has shielded them. No one could have survived those monstrous creatures. It is too painful to hope for survivors and find nothing.
When did you send word to Denerim?
A while ago, and it worries me. The Civil War has no doubt caused much turmoil. Has the Chantry been caught up in it? I can only guess. Denerim must have received our message. It cannot be much longer.
There must be something I can do.
You? What can you do?
I could find out what really happened in there.
I too would like to know how this started.
I will investigate the tower and see what can be done.
You must face and slaughter the abominations to get to the bottom of this. Are you sure you can handle them?
I must try. It's the right thing to do.
A word of caution. Once you cross that threshold, there is no turning back. The great doors must remain barred. I will open them for no one until I have proof that it is safe. I will only believe it is over if the first enchanter stands before me and tells me it is so. If Irving has fallen, then the circle is lost and must be destroyed. May Andraste lend you her courage. Whatever you decide.
Okay. Yes, this is kind of a point of no return, so if it turns out that we are just terribly equipped for this, we may have to back out and do it later.
I wish this were over. We're running low on supplies, and I don't know how much longer we'll last.
Do you need help?
We need the abominations and demons out of this place, if that's what you mean. If you have anything to trade, that would be helpful too.
Well, let's trade. See if he has anything interesting. A backpack. Ooh, but it's 6 gold. And I have 5 in a bit. I can probably do this. I can make this work. We'll sell some of the pelts. I can't remember if they're used for a quest later, which is why I haven't been selling them. We've got 1 silver left, but now we have more inventory space. Let's see what's in there.
This is the prison for your mages? Ours is not so grand.
See what we can do. Watchguard of the Reaching. Charm of Still Waters. Okay. +1 willpower. Not bad. Okay, hers is better. Okay, Watchguard of the Reaching. No, and stop asking. I'm not getting in trouble because of you again. I don't care what's in the basement, and neither do the senior magi. Everything is about Uldred and the upper floors. I don't know what you're digging up, but those tomes are way older than our lesson texts. An apprentice shouldn't touch them. Ritual note. The threads burned before a giant, spear raised. He stands alone, so whispers are known false. Nolan. Scribbled in corner. Don't need him. Owain knew Reaching. Find all the notes to reveal a possible secret in the tower. All right. If I remember right, you only really get 1 shot at the tower, so you gotta make the most of it. Another note. I'm telling you guys, it's a test like the summoning. Why else would lessons be cancelled? And that outburst in the library with Uldred, an older tome fell to a page on the Reaching. I copied what I could before they pushed us out. Ritual note. A sword lowered to strike through and ground. You can't tell me I wasn't supposed to see that. It's too convenient. I'm looking for more, and you'd be smart to help. Gant. Another one. The Spot. Makers win, Darcy. I'd said I'd wait, but it's not just a disagreement. Uldred set abominations loose. One was in my mentor's robe. If you make it here, something in the Spot may help you out. No point in hiding it from the senior mages now. Don't worry about Denry's usual fee for moving his bed. He's dead. Apprentice manned. Buckle of the Winds. 3 defense. Ooh. I think I'd rather have Alistair have that. And we'll give this one to Sten for now.
Yes.
It's you. No, come no further. Grey Warden or no, I will strike you down where you stand.
Wynn? What are you doing here?
I am a mage of the Circle. More importantly, why are you here? The Templars would not let just anyone by.
I came here seeking the aid of the mages.
And you were told that the Circle was in no shape to help you, I suppose. So why did the Templars let you in? Do they plan to attack the tower now?
No, they're waiting for reinforcements.
So Gregor thinks the Circle is beyond hope. He probably assumes we are all dead. They abandoned us to our fate. But even trapped as we are, we have survived. If they invoke the right, however, we will not be able to stand against them.
What happened here?
Let it suffice to say that we had something of a revolt on our hands, led by a mage named Uldred. When he returned from the battle at Ostagar, he tried to take over the Circle. As you can see, it didn't work out as he had planned. I don't know what became of Uldred, but I am certain all this is his doing. I will not lose the Circle to one man's pride and stupidity.
So what do you intend?
I erected a barrier over the door leading to the rest of the tower, so nothing from inside could attack the children. You will not be able to enter the tower as long as the barrier holds, but I will dispel it if you join with me to save this Circle.
We must try to avoid needless slaughter.
Yes, even if we cannot eliminate all the demons and abominations, together we could lead the survivors out. Once Gregor sees that we have made the tower safe, I trust he will tell his men to back down. He is not unreasonable.
Gregor will only accept it if the first enchanter says so.
Then our path is laid out before us. We must save Irving.
Will the children be safe here?
Petra and Kenan will watch them. If we slay all the fiends we encounter on our way, none will get by to threaten the children.
I suppose that could work.
You want us to assist this preachy schoolmistress to rescue these pathetic excuses for mages? They allow themselves to be corralled like cattle, mindless. Now their masters have chosen death for them, and I say, let them have it.
I've made my decision. We will help win.
Have it your way.
Petra, Kenan, look after the others. I will be back soon.
Wynn, are you sure you're all right? You were so badly hurt earlier. Maybe I should come along.
The others need your protection more. I will be all right. Stay here with them. Keep them safe and calm.
Let us be off. We've talked away enough time.
If you are ready, let us go end this.
All right. I'm gonna switch out.
Yes.
I think we'll take Liliana with us now.
Indeed.
And we've already got a mage, so we won't worry about Morrigan for this part. Let's check out your character and whatnot. Spirit healer, alright. No hat. So we'll give you this one. And no necklace, so we'll give you that. That will have to suffice. Let's check out your abilities, though. What do you got? Arcane Bolt. Heal. Always good. Rock Armor. Bonus to attack. Rejuvenate. And regenerate. So we've got moderate heal. Mana or stam regeneration. Health regen. Switch the order of those, I think. Heroic aura. Group heal. Ooh. And mass rejuvenation. She also is an herbalist. Then we've got Stone Fist. Revival. Very nice. And Earthquake.
It's good to see that some wardens survived. We are sorry for the loss of your comrades.
I was lucky to have escaped.
We heard about Loghain. I would never have imagined the Terran a traitor.
How did you find out?
Wynne was at Ostagar. She told us everything upon her return. But why speak of things past? Be careful in there, and stay safe.
Okay.
I don't suppose this is what you expected the Circle to be like, is it?
No, I always thought it would be more orderly.
I keep thinking this is our punishment for being mages. That's why the Templars have to do away with us.
No, don't say that. It's not true. You deserve to live just like anyone else.
Their swords are like the sword of mercy that sent Andraste back to the Maker.
That's one way of putting it.
We should let the Templars come. Only then can we be cleansed of our wickedness.
The horror of this ordeal has unhinged you, I see.
I will pray. May we abandon our tainted bodies to find peace with the Maker.
Yeah, you do that. Can I get down there or no? No.
Here we are. I'm somewhat amazed at myself for having kept it in place this long.
You did what you had to do, Wynne.
It made me very weary at times, but I had to stay strong to keep us safe. Be prepared for anything. I do not know what manner of beasts lurk beyond this barrier. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Destroy the barrier.
All right. Be on your guard.
All right. It's gonna get real now. Real enough to give me an autosave. Thankfully, that one went down pretty fast. Oh, of course, there's more. Yeah, it's one of the big downsides of them is they explode at the end. So if you're getting close to dead, it might just kill you in its death throw. Oh, more health poultices. Excellent.
Going.
More entries in our codex here.
Yes. And I'm off.
We'll leave that summoning font just for the moment. Ooh, few of you. That is getting pretty crowded. There we go. Thankfully, most of these seem to be going down pretty quick.
Going.
Scrap of paper. Okay. See what some of these quest-related codex entries would be. Summoning sciences. If the order is incorrect, the ritual will be reset. Okay. So this is how to use that summoning font. Alright, we'll come back to that. We've got a new correspondence interruptus. My dearest Virginia True Royal, regarding Bodice Ripped. Enclosed are 7 silver and my most heartfelt apologies for said bodice. I would blame the cold ocean spray, the loss of my favorite shirt, the bucking of the stallion, or perhaps the strain of maintaining all such elements while sitting for a portrait, but I was certainly not myself. I hope you will forgive me and not take it upon yourself to find your own determined way in this world. Yours, Sir Rival Grousman. And promises of pride. Uldred will show us the way. Finally, recognition within the circle and freedom from the scornful eye of the Templars. We will not be shunned. Be ready. Enchanter Gravid, Libertarian. Okay. Alright, summoning. Address the font. Second passage from spirit personages. And first summoning flames. Okay. Address the font. Spirit personages. Where's the spot? There it is. Well, we made a spirit hog.
Yes.
Okay. Next. Font. Rodercom's Uncommon Calling. Then the Statue of Magus Gorvish. And then Flames. So font.
And I'm off.
Rodercom's Uncommon Calling. The Statue of Magus Gorvish. Apologies.
Going.
And then Second Flame. Okay. And finally. Ooh, that's a long one. Summoning font. Elvorn's Grand Bestiary. Sigil on the table. So, summoning font. Elvorn's Grand Bestiary. Sigil on the table. Now, Spiritorum Etherealis, then the Statue of the Mage, then the Novice Phylactery. So Spiritorum Etherealis, Statue of the Mage, Novice Phylactery. Spiritorum Etherealis, where are you? There you are. Looks like you're on the other side. Statue of the Mage. Novice Phylactery. And that should be it?
And I'm on.
Oh!
Huh.
Sometimes.
Yes, I would say that did work. Ooh, charged mitts. What are those? Mage only. She didn't have any gloves, so I may as well. Okay. That's everything we can do in here.
Yes.
Ooh, greater rage demon. Wind actually appears to be quite useful. That's pretty nice. Oh, there's one of the sites of power. Oh, and a book. There's the site of power. That isn't ominous at all. Was that bit of the apprentice journal quest related? That might have been this telling us not to do those summonings. Possibly. Great! Up we go.
Please refrain from going into the stockroom. It is a mess, and I've not been able to get it into a state fit to be seen.
What are you doing here?
I was trying to tidy up, but there was little I could do.
Don't you want to get out of here?
I tried to leave when things got quiet. That was when I encountered the barrier. Finding no other way out, I returned to work.
Oh, Wayne, you should have said something. I would have opened the door for you.
The stockroom is familiar. I prefer to be here.
It seems safe enough for now.
I would prefer not to die. I would prefer it if the tower returned to the way it was. Perhaps Niall will succeed and save us all.
Who?
Niall the Mage. He came here with several others and took the litany of Adralla.
But that protects from mind domination. Is blood magic at work here?
I do not know.
Niall was in the meeting. He would know. Blood magic. I was afraid of this.
How is it worse?
Blood magic could control us, too. Who knows what could happen then? We should find Niall. The litany will give us a fighting chance against any blood mages we encounter.
I wish you luck. Perhaps this will be over soon and things will return to the way they were. Goodbye.
Huh.
Let's grab all the stuff here.
And I'm off.
Oh, and there are blood mages in there. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, very observant, folks.
You should run while you can.
Thankfully, even blood mages still fairly squishy.
Please, please don't kill me.
The people you killed didn't want to die either.
I know I have no right to ask for mercy, but I didn't mean for this death and destruction. We were just trying to free ourselves. Aldred told us that the Circle would support Loghain, and Loghain would help us be free of the Chantry. You don't know what it was like. The Templars were watching. Always watching.
But why turn to forbidden magic?
The magic was a means to an end. It gave me the power to fight for what I believed.
Fighting for what you believe is commendable, but the ends do not always justify the means.
You don't really believe that, do you, Wynne? Change rarely comes peacefully. Andraste waged war on the Imperium. She didn't write them a strongly worded letter. She reshaped civilization, freed the slaves, and gave us the Chantry. But people died for it. We thought someone always has to take the first step. Force a change, no matter the cost.
Nothing is worth what you've done to this place.
And now Aldred's gone mad, and we are scattered, doomed to die at the hands of those who seek to right our wrongs.
You know we cannot allow blood mages to live.
But I would like a chance to atone for what I've done. Please, if you spare me, I could escape and seek penance at the Chantry.
You know, they'll never take you. They're very picky about who they let in. Harlots, murderers, yes. Maleficarum, oh no.
Your comments betray your ignorance, Alistair. The Chantry accepts all, regardless of what they've done.
Well, it seems you're familiar with a whole other Chantry, because the one I know wouldn't hesitate to shove a sword of mercy right through her heart.
I feel inclined to agree with Alistair.
I just want my life. Please.
How will you get out? With blood magic?
I'll find a way, please. I swear I'll do something good with my life.
I will spare you. Do not make me regret this decision.
Thank you. The Maker will surely turn his eyes on you for your mercy.
Ugh. That one's for Wynne, it looks like.
And I'm off.
Ooh. Getting plenty of goodies out of this room. Scroll of Banastor. To align with the power of the Fade is but the first of many steps. Further is to align the mind to the Fade's rules and find the ties between the realm of dream and the realm of flesh. This is the true power of blood magic. The flesh and the mind are inseparable, and therein lies the power to influence and control minds. Ha. Okay. Another apprentice note.
More knowledge has fallen into cracks here than some have ever known. That's sad.
I suppose, in a way. Let's see. I believe we came from there.
And I'm off.
Come on, demons. Acolyte staff. Another love letter. A delicate matter. While I am overjoyed at the prospect of having you, an unwelcome guest requires that you excuse yourself by the postern of my estate to avoid a mark upon our reputations. M. such a nice flowery way to say, you must exit through the window. So far, this party composition is doing quite well. This might be what I stick with.
All right.
And once again, we find ourselves in conversation with an armoire. Is someone in there?
No.
It's safe. You can come out.
Are the demons gone? Is it safe? I don't want to die.
I've dealt with them. Trust me.
If you're sure it's safe, I could take a peek outside.
Oh. Ah, yeah. Yes.
Are you hurt?
I have a crick in my back and my bum's gone numb. Oh, holy maker, look at this. Those demons didn't know what hit them, did they? Godwin, Mage of the Circle of Ferelden, at your service.
How did you end up in that closet?
There were demons everywhere, blocking my exit. I decided that the best thing to do in that situation was to hide and be very, very quiet. I just really want to be somewhere safe. I think I might stay here for now. Maybe go back into my closet for a little while.
I've killed most of the demons. You could escape.
And go where? The Templars have locked the door. I'm just going to stay here and see what happens.
Very well. Take care, I guess.
Thank you again for saving me. May we meet again in happier, less life-threatening times.
Great. Enjoy your time in there.
There's nothing here. There must be something left. Aldred said.
Is that all you've got?
Let's do this quickly, shall we?
Oh no! My game crashed! Well, I don't think our save was too far back. Okay, we'll have a little bit to do, but not a tremendous amount. Alright, we're back up to speed. Thankfully, that only took a couple minutes. Wasn't too bad.
Huh.
I do have to remember to save more often, though. Man, wind is incredibly useful. I haven't had to use, like, but 1 or 2 health poultices since we put her in the party. It looks like I won't be able to get through these doors either. Nope. We have a toppled statue. Which you can interact with. I bet that has to do with those notes we've been finding. Let's see if it looks like we have them all. Okay, Watchguard of the Reaching. So we've got sword lowered, strike the ground. Threads burned before a giant, spear raised. Okay, it looks like we may be able to find more in a library? Oh, and the Watchguard of the Reaching must be holding something back. If it has to do with disrupting wards. Or, enforcing them. I don't think we have all the pieces yet, though.
Yes. Huh. All right.
Oh, it says there's a scrap. There it is. Okay. So Irving's mistake. Aldred is helping Irving manipulate the apprentices to show which ones would be wanting to try blood magic. Oh. So Irving trusted this Aldred, and now Aldred has turned traitor. And it looks like there's at least 4 main mage groups. We've got the Aquitarians and Loyalists, the Libertarians, and the Isolationists. Okay. Aquitarians and Loyalists seem to be the ones that are most at peace with the Chantry. And head up to the next floor once more. And this recording has actually been going for quite some time now, so I think we're gonna cut it here. Alright, so let's do a few Codex entries, call it a day. Rage Demon. Encountered in the Fade, the true form of a Rage Demon is a frightening sight. A thing of pure fire, its body seemingly made of amorphous lava, and its eyes 2 pinpricks of baleful light radiating from its core. The abilities of such a demon center on the fire it generates. It burns those who come near, and the most powerful of its kind are able to lash out with bolts of fire and even firestorms that can affect entire areas. Fortunately, even powerful rage demons are less intelligent than most other varieties. Their tactics are simple. Attack an enemy on sight with as much force as possible until it perishes. Some rage demons carry over their heat-based abilities into possessed hosts, but otherwise the true form is mostly seen outside of the Fade when it's specifically summoned by a mage to do his bidding. Revenant. An entire unit of men, all slain by one creature. I didn't believe it at first, your perfection, but it appears that this is so. We have a survivor, and while at first I thought his ranting's pure exaggeration, it appears to be no simple skeleton. The descriptions of the creature's abilities were eerily similar to those our brothers at Marnus Pell encountered almost a century ago. Men pulled through the air to skewer themselves on the creature's blade, and attacks so quick that it was able to assault multiple opponents at once. No, your perfection. What we have here is indeed a revenant, and nothing less. From a letter to Divine Amara III, 571 Exalted. A revenant is a corpse possessed by a demon of pride or desire, making it amongst the most powerful possessed opponents that one can face. Many possess spells, but most are armed and armored, and they prefer the use of their martial talents. They are weak against physical attacks, but regenerate quickly, and commonly use telekinesis to pull opponents into melee range should they try to flee. Revenants also have the ability to strike multiple opponents surrounding them. Stay at range if possible and strike quickly. That is the only way to take such a creature down. Apostates. It is not uncommon for the neophyte to mistake apostates and maleficarum as one and the same. Indeed, the Chantry has gone to great lengths over the centuries to establish that this is so. The truth, however, is that while an apostate is often a maleficar, he need not be so. A maleficar is a mage who employs forbidden knowledge, such as blood magic and the summoning of demons, whereas an apostate is merely any mage who does not fall under the auspices of the Circle of Magi, and therefore the Chantry. They are hunted by the Templars, and quite often they will turn to forbidden knowledge in order to survive, but it would be a lie to say that all apostates begin that way. Historically, apostates become such in one of two ways. They are either mages who have escaped from the Circle, or mages who were never part of it to begin with. This latter category includes what we refer to as hedge mages, those with magical ability out in the hinterlands who follow a different magical tradition than our own. Some of these hedge mages are not even aware of their nature. Undeveloped, their abilities can express themselves in a variety of ways, which the hedge mage might attribute to faith, or will, or to another being entirely, depending on his nature. Some of these traditions are passed down from generation to generation, as with the so-called witches of the Chastened Wilders or the shamans of the Avar barbarians. No matter how a mage has become an apostate, the Chantry treats them alike. Templars begin a systematic hunt to bring the apostate to justice. In almost all cases, justice is execution. If there is some overriding reason that the mage should live, the right of tranquility is employed instead. Whether we of the Circle of Magi believe the system is fair is irrelevant. It is what it is. From Patterns Within Form, by Halden, First Enchanter of Starkhaven, 880 Blessed. And I think we shall end with Templars. Often portrayed as stoic and grim, the Order of Templars was created as the martial arm of the Chantry. Armed with the ability to dispel and resist magic in addition to their formidable combat talents, the Templars are uniquely qualified to act as both a foil for the apostates, mages who refuse to submit to the authority of the Circle, and a first line of defense against the dark powers of blood mages and abominations. While mages often resent the Templars as symbols of the Chantry's control over magic, the people of Thedas see them as saviors and holy warriors, champions of all that is good, armed with piety enough to protect the world from the ravages of foul magic. In reality, the Chantry's militant arm looks first for skilled warriors with unshakable faith in the Maker, with a flawless moral center as a secondary concern. Templars must carry out their duty with an emotional distance, and the Order of Templars prefers soldiers with religious fervor and absolute loyalty over paragons of virtue who might question orders when it comes time to make difficult choices. The Templars' power derives from the substance lyrium, a mineral believed to be the raw element of creation. While mages use lyrium in their arcane spells and rituals, Templars ingest the primordial mineral to enhance their abilities to resist and dispel magic. Lyrium use is regulated by the Chantry, but some Templars suffer from lyrium addiction, the effects of which include paranoia, obsession, and dementia. Templars knowingly submit themselves to this treatment in the service of the Order and the Maker. It is this sense of ruthless piety that most frightens mages when they draw the Templars' attention. When the Templars are sent to eliminate a possible blood mage, there is no reasoning with them, and if the Templars are prepared, the mage's magic is all but useless. Driven by their faith, the Templars are one of the most feared and respected forces in Thedas. From Patterns Within Form by Halden, First Enchanter of Starkhaven, 880, Blessed. I think that will do for now. Next time, we'll continue our path through the tower, hopefully to find Enchanter Irving, and to actually give some of these mages a chance at living through this thing. I'll see you then.